All right, welcome back. What a conversation we've been having, both on and off air, matters of how to handle grief, and our guests have been very, very open with us here today, just sharing their stories. But we are told that there are many of you who are sending in feedback as well. Let's take a look at some of the SMSs and tweets.
SMS line is 22422. You don't leave a name, but you say, I lost my daughter 2 years ago. I couldn't even go to church because I saw other people's kids looking like my own baby.
Wow.
Right now, I fear to have another baby to end up losing the same way. It's painful.
My goodness. Okay. Thank you for that. And we understand why you'd want to be anonymous. Roteno Joseph says, dealing with grief needs patience and self-realization. 11 years now since I lost my dad. It keeps ringing in my head. Wow, 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still another one here. Helen, I believe you say, I lost my better half in 2011 December. Memories are still fresh. It's like it happened yesterday. I still miss him a lot.
Wow. Ann Konge from Chogoria says, my grief is when I lost my mom on 15th January 2007. Then my dad, 24th January 2007. Back then I was in Form 3. I was not prepared for the whole thing. I cried and asked God why. I cry up to date when I remember everything that happened. That also motivated me to work so hard to become somebody in society and make my life better. It's usually hard moments. Thanks for bringing the topic.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing.
Similar to what one of our guests here shared.
Yeah, you don't leave a name, but you say, I'm 31 years old. I lost my parents over 20 years ago. I was still in primary, and up to date, I still mourn them. I'm still in denial. And sometimes I feel like they just went for a long journey and they will come back.
Okay. Let's take a look at another SMS here. Again, no name, but you say, I'm sobbing as I listen to this dealing with grief topic. I've lost so many close relatives. My father, my mother, my youngest brother, my eldest brother, and his son in a road accident. My sister as well. This is a very tough experience.
Wow, wow. Let's see another one here from Edwin in Eldred. Say, grief is a difficult situation. I've endured the worst after losing my wife in November 2018. Many a times we torment these people with pain, which takes quite some time for them to heal. Let's focus ahead as we grieve.
Okay, we have 3 tweets. The hashtag is Daybreak. Let's see what people are saying. Doc and crew. My mom passed away 10 years ago when I was 11. It was really painful. That's when I noticed that life has to move on because there's nothing you can do about it, but the wound is still in me. Can it really heal? Okay, we have someone here who can comment on that.
Yeah, and we also have, is it Fred, who says, losing a parent at a tender age is one of the most difficult things to deal with. Many things remain unexplained. I lost my mom at a young age, and it's only God who knows what I went through.
Okay, and one last one here at Sam Oindi. Grief is not only horrible, but also terrible, but you'll only realize when you become a victim. Sad. Okay, as we get, I guess, final comments now from each of our guests, we'd also like to hear from them on what they would say they've learned through the experience that can hopefully comfort others in terms of how to deal with grief. And maybe we can start with you, Pius.
Okay, thank you. So what I would like to say is that, especially for those who lost their loved ones.
And you've seen all those SMSs and messages, yeah,
especially when they're young. It really becomes hard because that time you're so innocent. And what happens if you're not if you're not careful, it's something you might never avoid, is that everything that happens, if from there on you lose something, you attach it to, being it a norm in your life. You remember when we started the show, I said, I kept losing people to a point that I felt it's...
Do you feel like you're cursed or bad luck of some sort is following you?
I'll surprise you that there is a time we had issues with my girlfriend, and I told her, I think I'm cursed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a pattern in life. So it really becomes hard. And I guess the more you talk to people, as she said, the more it kind of heals you, the more you hear more stories, and then you know, oh, I'm not alone. So as much as people are different, someone can try to talk to someone, share their story, even if it's to close friends. I would say also, people say time heals. For me, it's been 20 years plus. I can say like the entire of my life. So it's not really technically, if you think about it, the time that heals. It's the world around you. So that's why sometimes I really love the way the people from the West do. Sometimes when you lose someone, not even lose someone, if you go a slight experience that might hurt you, someone will come there and ask you, hey, I'm sorry about this. Is there anything that I can do? When I went to US first time, I really experienced a lot of, is there anything that I can do? Sometimes these people don't really mean that they will solve all your problems.
True,
but
they
at least,
can't.
it shows you know someone cares.
Yeah.
It's different than being told, hey, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, time will heal, you'll get through this. So someone feels the people are there for me.
Okay.
So the time never heals, it's the world around us. So if we could really be careful how we approach people, show people that we are really together in this. Yeah, not just, I understand it.
All right. And what did you learn out of it in hindsight now?
I've learned a lot of lessons, but what I will tell people is know how to break news. Probably you might think probably that's the way, but breaking news, I think people should be able to break news in a proper way, because when you break news and you don't do it appropriately, you can cause another death. And then also I've learned that people are different. So when you in your close ties with your family, you encourage each other. When you lose a loved one, that's when you realize that indeed there's boundaries. There are people who are just there when your mother was around, and now when your mother has gone, you see, like, during the first times they'll be close to you, they'll call you, but with time it will just cease. So what I've realized is just prayer. And I don't take things personal anymore, because I realized people are plastic. They'll just be with you during that time, and then after some time, now they'll just try withdraw slowly by slowly by slowly. So what has really encouraged us is just we are our siblings, we encourage each other, we talk to each other. That has really helped us to go through this, because grief is different, and people expect you, like after 1 year on, they expect you to move on with your life, which is not the case. They expect you now that it's been a long time, it's 1 year, 7 months, at least you have forgotten about your mother. You can never. You can never forget about the person, because when you go home, you still see those small things. Her room is still there. We've not removed everything. So when we go back to our home, we still have that memory of my mother. And I've realized that prayer really helps. I prayed to God, and God has really given me strength to go through this.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
Let's hear from George, and then we'll come to you to tell us how to break that news and the kind of support system that one needs, George.
Okay. Like I said in the beginning, only a broke man understands money. Only somebody who's faced death understands life. And for me, my biggest thing has been, you are the one who is alive. You have to remember this. Your Janet is gone, your dad, your mom, your child. You are the one who is alive. And I don't think that they are sitting in heaven or whichever other place they are in, looking at you and praying that you stay sad. Mourn, grieve, but please remember, you're the one who is alive. And given a chance, those who have left would I don't know, you say die for, because they've died, but would do anything to swap places for one day. Don't waste time, you who's been left here, and I'm speaking especially to those who are grieving. Don't waste your time becoming a sob story, discussing everything becomes about the departed, because an auntie of mine said in Kikuyu, they say, if you keep calling the one who's in the grave, even them one day they'll call you. They'll say, come join us, we are tired of talking at a distance. Life has its interesting way. So some of the things that has changed in my life is, one, treat everyone like you're going to die, because you are going to die. Treat everyone like they are going to die. Very important. You don't want your last conversations to be these nasty things. An argument, these nasty things you say, right? And 3, live like you are going to die.
Okay.
Very important. You have to live life. I'm not saying, and moving on is not the opposite of grieving. It is not. It is you who is here alive, enjoying your life, while still remembering the memories of the departed.
Okay, profound. Okay. We had a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you break down the news?
That's the
do
most...
I find out where you guys sitting, where they're standing, where they're walking? How do I do it?
That's the most difficult thing to do, and actually working with doctors, we've realized there's also a need on how to, teach people what to say at that particular time. So I believe when we are approaching someone, delivering the information that someone is deceased, come from a place of, that I'm sorry that something bad has happened. Prepare them in advance. Probably if there's an explanation, she was sick, she was unwell for this time, but just be simple and direct as possible. Like, I'm sorry your mom is no more, or I'm sorry your mom is dead, but I'm here for you.
Straight up.
Should you do that
Straight
on
up.
phone? Or
physically, but not on phone.
Not on phone.
Yeah. It's good to bring it out straight out so that the person is able to, understand and to get the information as it is.
Should you then start with a preamble of some sort? Like, I'm sorry, I have some really bad news.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I have some really bad news,
so
and it's unfortunate. Something bad has happened, but I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And mom is no more, mom is dead. Yeah.
Okay.
And
it will still be very hard to hear.
It will be hard, but it's good to be there for them at that particular time. Let them process the information as it is. Right. Don't sugarcoat, because that's the best way for them to deal with the grief head on.
Wow, this has been a heavy topic. Yes. I'll let you close.
Okay, and I want to first of all thank our guests. I know the tough time you've had this morning reliving those experiences. Thank you for just coming to do that, because as you can see from the feedback, you're really helping a lot of people out there. And he said a broke man is the one understands, and Trevor and I could not have come and done this without the help of you guys, and so thank you so much. And also to our psychologist, Asante Sana, for wading into what is a very sensitive topic. In Africa, we don't discuss death. Yes. We don't. But we are now in a society that constantly confronts it from different angles, and it's a conversation we felt that we must have today. And thank you to our viewers, even those who've been open enough to be able to share your stories with us. We hope that you've had something here that will help you, and if you need to look for a counselor or a psychologist or someone, please do so, especially for men. Yeah. It's not a sin, if I can use a word like that, for you to look for help where you need it. And if we have any more feedback, we can read it. If not, we can take a quick break. I believe we'll take that break now.
And then Web Wars is up next.
And then Web Wars is up next. Let's leave it at that, and thank you for staying tuned. Thank you.